Bob Weller, General Counsel from NAIAS.
How are you?
Oh, I'm shaking and looking away. How rude was that?
It's all right.
So I'm a multi-purpose guy here. I get to. Okay, so Bob Weller, General Counsel for the representative for the International Auto Show. Explain your role in this and what your company does.
Well, our firm has had a long association with the show and the Detroit Auto Dealers Association. It's really a privilege to work with the dealers here in Detroit. I mean, they've just been an incredible force, both from a charitable standpoint as well as putting the show on. What our firm does basically, and I think a lot of people don't appreciate that this show starts in the spring, and we really ramp up through the summer and into the fall. So you've got to move in October, November, and then of course increasingly all the way into January. So it's just not a 2-week event.
Well, I talked to Scott Marich last year on the night of the charity preview, and I said, so when do you start planning for next year? And he said, yesterday.
Yesterday, exactly. and Rod Alberts, continuously comes up with creative ideas of what to do at the next show, how to stay ahead of the other shows in North America, and of course we're the only internationally recognized show in North America, and obviously want to keep it that way. So we're number one in the U.S. and North America, and hopefully it's going to stay that way.
And how do you stay ahead of the other shows? Because I know New York and Los Angeles both would love to be the premier show, and every year they try to do things to kind of steal the thunder.
Right.
How do you stay ahead of them?
Well, the committee and Rod Alberts go to New York, they go to L.A., they look at what's going on at the other shows, and they just try to stay that one step ahead. The main thing that sets this show apart, also beyond the creativity of the committee and Rod, I think is the fact that we are the home, we are the Motor City, we're the home of automobile manufacturing in the U.S., and it just makes this show that much better always. Now, there's always special projects that come along, and typically those projects, unfortunately, are kind of a hurry up at the tail end of things. I mean, one big project that we've worked on recently has been this Local Motors initiative, a company out of Phoenix that is going to they're going to build a car with a 3D printer.
Oh yes, I've been hearing about that.
And so when they build a car, then they're going to take the car and they're going to drive it off the show floor, they're going to put it in Michigan Hall, and they're going to do a ride and drive down in Michigan Hall. So we've been working on all the contracts and the insurance and all the liability issues associated with that, which is always interesting. But that's just one example of a lot of things that the committee and Rod do.
I would think the liability issues on a car that's printed would be huge, since it's never been done, and who knows what's going to happen.
They are prototype vehicles. They have no seat belts. So we have quite a few challenges from a legal standpoint dealing with it, but we've been able to work through it. And I think it's going to be very interesting.
Well, it's fascinating. So when are we going to see that car then?
We're going to see that car starting to be made, as I understand it, sometime this week, probably Wednesday. And they say that they can make that car in 48 hours.
Print a car.
Print a car.
Isn't that concept just baffling?
It's remarkable.
And I've seen I've got on my desk a little phone stand that folds flat, and it opens, and it's hinged.
Right.
And the whole thing was printed on a 3D printer.
Right.
And it moves, and nothing was assembled.
Correct.
And that's just fascinating.
It is. It's
all right.
Amazing.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by. It's good to talk with you,
Thanks,
and all you're doing for the auto show.
Right.
It's been a great time.
Thanks a lot.
Let me take this microphone off here.
All right.